What's up everybody, Ryan Wynn here, bringing you some helpful reviews, tips, and how-to videos. Today's video is going to be how to change the brake pads on a 2010 Camaro SS. Now this is Brembo brakes, so it should apply to any other Camaro or any other vehicle for that matter with Brembo brakes. I'm going to go over the parts you need, the tools, and we're going to go through every step in the process so that even if this is your first time changing brakes, you're going to be able to follow along with the video and do it correctly. So with that being said, let's get started. Alright, so moving on to the tools needed, we're going to need a low profile floor jack. We're going to need either a lug wrench or, like I'm using, a breaker bar with a 22-inch socket to get the wheels off. I need a hammer and a punch, a flathead screwdriver, and we're going to need some brake grease. I'm going to use this nickel anti-seize lubricant, what I always use when I'm doing brake jobs. Alright, and so for the parts required for this job, we're going to need the brake pads. I only have one set of pads because I'm only doing the front today. And I had to buy this hardware separately. You need to replace those pins every time you change the brake pads. And it also comes with these little tabs that go behind the pads. And that's the part number in case you need it. This is from AutoZone. Alright, so the first step is going to be to lift the car up and take off the wheel. Alright, now once you get your wheel off, I like to slide it underneath the car somewhere. That way, if somehow the jack does fail, the car will land on the wheel and not you. And now we have clear access to our caliper. Alright, so now what we're going to do is knock these pins out. You get you a punch that can fit in this little hole right here. This one's a 5/32. Sit it right in there. Take a hammer. Might need some pliers or something to pull these out the rest of the way. And again, you're going to want to replace these pins every time. And so we're going to have to compress the pistons back into the calipers. So what I like to do is just take the screwdriver, kind of lever them back in like this. I think that's pretty good right there. Now we can come out with them. Alright, so now we're going to take our new brake pads and we're going to apply some grease to these little slots right here, and that's going to allow them to slide freely on the pins. Get some all in there. Alright, and now we can proceed to installing the new pads. Get them both started. And you can take the new tabs like this. They go like this. And then you get your new pins. Slide those in there like this. And they go right on top of these little tabs like this. try to get them both started so it can hold them in place. Alright. Now we can just tap in those pins the rest of the way. And as you can see, they're both flush. And that's about it. Just put your wheel back on and do the same to the other side. And it's gonna be the same on the rear as well. Alright, so when you're putting your wheel back on, just get the wheel on there and get all the lugs on. Just hand tight. And then lower the car to where just the tire is barely touching the ground. That way you can tighten those lug nuts the rest of the way. You want to tighten them in a pattern to where you're going directly across from the one you just tightened. That way they all tighten evenly. And you can lower the car the rest of the way. Alright, so the exact torque spec on those lug nuts is going to be 140 foot-pounds. I think I got it close enough with my hands, but wouldn't be a bad idea to get them exact. And then the last step in the process is going to be to go inside the car and pump the brake pedal. It's going to be loose at first, but as you pump the brakes, it's going to get more firm. You're going to feel more pressure behind it. And that's going to be the calipers pressing the pads up against the rotor. And once you get that pedal nice and firm, then you're finished. So that's how you change the brakes on this 2010 Camaro SS. Again, that's Brembo brakes, so it's going to apply to a lot of different vehicles. So yeah, if you know anything I could be doing better, let me know. If you like the video, hit the like. If you want to see more, subscribe. Other than that, be safe out there, guys. See y'all next time.